Hello, it's Coyote Christina, surfer, author, dream weaver. It is day 7 of the Amazed and Amused campaign. Amazed and Amused is the short name for my second book. The title is Amazed, Amused, and Often Confused, The Journey to Joy. So this online campaign, I read a little bit from the book every day and share information with you. And Saturday is the I Descent Day, just to talk about different topics in our crazy world right now. Today was the No Kings, lots of No Kings protests across the nation. I attended one in Charleston, South Carolina, and it was peaceful and awesome, and hundreds of people. I wish it was thousands, but hundreds of people. A lot of people showed up. Millions of people showed up across the nation today. To come together, support our democracy. My favorite chant that we chanted was "No hate, no fear, immigrants are welcome here." So that was really exciting and fun, and I thought I would read some from the animal guide from the Beaver section of the animal guides of my book, the chapter about being a builder. And really one of the main things about the medicine of Beaver is to build our dreams, including others too. It's one of the animals I chose to represent humanity. And just a little background, this is one of the first chapters. I started writing Amazed and Amused back in 2019. And originally I was just writing weekly about a different animal guide, and it was just a blog. But in 2020, I decided, I was like, oh, I should turn it into a book and match them up with my first book. So matching the animal guides with that journey to joy. So in 20 and 21, I worked on turning it into a book, and then I moved to South Carolina and life came up, and I finally finished Amazed and Amused and Often Confused on January 1st of this year, 2025. I've done a full edit of it, just a basic edit, and now I'm having it professionally edited. And I'm running this campaign to get 20,000 followers as my pie in the sky goal. And then to get the publisher's attention. So I self-published my first book, and I would love to be published author. So running this campaign just to get information out there. I hope it's helpful and interesting. I love it. I love animal guides. I love nature. It has helped me a lot with my grief, processing my grief. Let's see. And it's also a way for me to force myself to put myself out there, because when I wrote my first book, and I was so excited when I held that first book in my hands, and I was like, I'm going to tell every single person. It's the first thing I'm going to tell them. I wrote a book, and look at this, and you should buy it. And basically I had a couple book signings. I had a few people show up in my hometown. I had a book signing, and I'm so great at marketing that my mom and my best friend from high school showed up. 2 people. Hey, 2 people showed up. Yeah, so I didn't do a lot of marketing. So this is my first time putting this information out there. I'm going to market it, try to get people onto these pages. Hopefully they find it interesting and they want to support and they want to join the community. And let's see, writing that first book was my first conscious choice in building the life of my dreams. Now I'm in South Carolina, living 2.5 miles from the beach, which is one of my childhood dreams. Growing up in Iowa was to live by the beach and to surf. And I now live by the beach and I surf. It's amazing. I go to the beach every day. Goose and I were there for sunset tonight, and it was ominous and majestic. Just dark gray clouds and windy. Let's see. I'm just gonna read from Amazed and Amused tonight and start at the top. Teach me to build my dreams, including others too. Medicine cards, page 124, talking about beaver medicine. and this is quoting medicine cards as well. Do you express your creativity by doing, or just by dreaming about it? Has your mind created so many obstacles to productivity that you feel like a failure before you begin? Page 126. In my commentary, I will admit for most of my life, I have dreamt about creating more than I have created. Recently, I've found that I often create obstacles in my mind that delay action and spur unwarranted doubt. By becoming more aware, I can identify when I'm creating these obstacles and take action to move past them. Beaver is a medicine based in action and provides valuable insight and instruction for those of us who tend to daydream more and do less, especially if there's a lack of structure and no set deadlines. It is a medicine that does not resonate with me naturally. It involves a lot of planning and the action to back it up with little hesitation and no second guessing. Beaver is a doer and teaches us how to build our dreams with others in mind and with a willingness to do our part. In working well with others, a sense of community is achieved and unity ensues. Something our nation needs right now, right? And that's a quote. That last sentence was from Medicine Cards. So in our journey, no more wanting and wishing. It is time to plan and act. We find the courage to take action despite our doubts and fears. We find the biggest failure of all is the failure to act. As we become more self-aware, we acknowledge our connection to all living beings, and we act in a way that supports our own dignity and that of all persons. We act from love, we speak our truth, and we live our truth. This truth emanates from within. When we are living our truth, we are happy. We are in our dreams awake. We become the dreamer and the dreamed, and a world based in self-determination opens up. We should not leave our common humanity for others to decide and often divide according to some proclaimed divine will. It is up to each of us to decide and to act accordingly. And this is a little poem I wrote in 2009 when I was in Turkey. A call to prayer, mystical, exotic, pulsing with melodic energy, ritual, solemn revelry, igniting remembrance. It is time to pray, cleansing, kneeling. There are commitments that require reverence. Bend to the earth, acknowledge the Creator. Let us pray for self-knowledge, to discern the difference between right and wrong. Have faith in what you feel and all you can be. Do not follow blindly behind those who thirst for power and hunger for destruction. We are so different and yet the same, our common humanity revealed in the frailty of our mortal flesh. Such a small degree separates you and me. Friend or foe is not for fate to decide. We each must make a choice. I choose to believe people are good and that my fate is tied to yours. I wrote that in December of 2009. It was right after my trip to Greece, Italy, and Turkey. When we open to our common humanity and begin to include others in our dreams, Beaver is by our side. We learn to tap into our inner knowing and to decide what is right and what is wrong. Or maybe we simply ask our hearts, what do we need for me in this moment? We begin to see how blurry the lines can get between right and wrong when we begin to focus more on healthy, life-affirming choices rather than using snap judgments that label things as right or wrong from our singular point of view. When we begin to see other points of view, we are able to see beyond our own experience and begin to embrace the experience of others and truly want to understand their perspective. It is Beaver who allows us not only to see from another's perspective, but also to act in ways that will include others and build community together. So that's good. Just reflecting on some of that wonderful medicine to bring unity to our lives, to our world. And we must dissent from our rights being taken away, and from a government that does not represent the people. So Government democracy is about government for the people, by the people, of the people. It should be inclusive. It should be a diverse. How we get there is debatable. You can say you don't like affirmative action. You can say you don't like certain, but how we get there we can argue about. But the fact is that democracy is diverse, equitable, and inclusive, because that's self-government. And we have to let all the people have a say. All right. Thanks for your time. Ending week 1. 1 week down, 8 more to go. Looking forward to sharing more with you. Thanks.